Hello, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this is another session of Star Trek Adventures Second Edition. We're playing with the crew of the Kintsugi, which is a Challenger class ship. We are playing during the midst of the Dominion War, and we had a two-part mission last time, and so today we are checking in on some of the crew that we haven't seen before, and we are effectively doing a lower decks episode for today. Just to kind of set us up, I think we come in and we see the bridge. We probably see like kind of striking. We don't have Vate in the command chair. We don't have Ward at the helm. We like it's clearly we've brought in a bunch of extras for this shot, but we do see seated in the captain's chair uh, a Bolian in a medical uniform, and we hear the voiceover from him. Acting Captain Tractix Wan's log. Most of the command staff are currently off ship, having taken the runabout to a meeting with the Federation First Contact Department to discuss the events that occurred on Epsilon Umbra III and this new Agata civilization. I note for the record that I was not asked, but instead Mr. Varick, a civilian medical exchange student, went by virtue of having been chosen for the away team. Even Ensign Farga got to go. Regardless, I've been tasked with temporary command. Apparently, since Chief Engineer Tatasa had, quote, vacation days saved up, unquote, we're heading for Starbase 66 again to pick up a non-Federation representative and carry out a survey mission looking for the Chandra, a Federation science vessel lost 4 years ago. In the meantime, I've been told to accelerate the duty rotation and give some of the more inexperienced crew more demanding assignments. I'm so pleased. And I think we cut from that to seeing a ship kind of on the view screen, and we hear the comms officer say, Captain, there's a long pause, Juan, we're receiving a distress call. It appears to be a Klingon vessel. And we cut from there. Donna, when we come and we see your character, your ensign, what are they doing? Tell us about them.
So Petty Officer Drake Hamaker is a late 30s, maybe white human male in a security officer. No officer pips are actually, so just a petty officer enlisted. And he is grumbling, sitting at a station scanning in com badges to make sure that they are properly accredited for kind of new arrivals, and maybe there's some junky ones in here. He's not great with a computer. He's just like following the manual very carefully. None of this makes any sense. This is a terrible job.
Absolutely. Especially when you hit a com badge that's like, this com badge needs to be updated. Are you willing to undertake this procedure?
Well, I guess I've got to put a patch on this, right? Because we've had a lot of awkward conversations about people ditching badges and picking them up, and
Uh,
someone had
e-
a smart idea of putting some kind of security tripwire for when people remove their badge while they're on duty. It's just going to cause a headache.
Excellent. And I think that you do get, a call that says, uh, uh, should we say, is it Petty Officer? Petty Officer Hammaker, report to Transporter Room 6. You weren't even sure that they had a Transporter Room 6, but you're like, okay. Um, And we cut from that to Jolene. Tell us where we find your character, what they're about, and everything.
So, Ensign Asha, I think she's currently been tasked to clean one of the transport rooms, but like the real long way with all the little tubes because she probably got in trouble or with her roommate doing something. I'm not really sure what the infraction was, um, but yeah, and she's medical, so she's like, why are we? This is the last time I listen to you and get involved in your. Oh, I think her roommate or bunkmate or
Uh-huh.
whatever is probably a Ferengi girl, and so it's like this. Why do I always listen to your schemes? Like I bet.
They're not schemes. Schemes is what Romulans do. We were doing merchanting. Good practice.
We don't even have money in the Federation.
I know. And she looks off in the distance wanfully, as if, staring somewhere off at a bar of gold press latinum. And there, Ensign Asha, you will be also called to Transporter Room 6. You know that it's the one that they don't usually use because it acts up, but these other transporters are in the process of being cleaned.
I have to
So
go work on this. I'm not an engineer. God.
and then we come and see Will, a character we have seen before, but
Yeah, Ensign Werwash. Is that how you've been pronouncing it?
yep.
Yeah, Werwash. A name that I am probably going to be able to spell accurately after today. Werwash is a Rigellan, um, which sent me down a rabbit hole of the three different Rigellan species in the world of Star Trek. He is a Rigellan Gelner, who apparently have four different genders. But this one, Ensign Werwash identifies as he, him. And he is a science officer uh, who specializes in computers, his computer expertise. And I think that he's probably he's maintaining some of the computers when he gets his summons for it, um, for the transporter bay.
How do we know that what happened with the Epsilon Umbra 3 has left a mark or an impression on Werewash?
Oh, okay, then he's not maintaining the computers. What he is doing is he's sat in the holodeck in a very peaceful environment on a data pad, working through a series of in a really tranquil setting, like a Betazoid, like a resort kind of setting, and there's a recorded, there's a simulated Mr. Barrack talking him through, I have assigned you these exercises because statistically speaking, these are the most logical methods of overcoming your unresolved grief with your loss of your family, which the recent incident still, and as Barrack is, Whitewash is like, and then he begins to like fast forward through Barrack's speaking, making him high pitched and cartoonishly thingy. And then he just like as soon as he sighs as it finishes and looks around at everything and just goes, okay, you know, you can come to peace with this. You can forgive the Klingons. You thought you were past this. You were junior grade. This doesn't have to affect you forever, Werwash. And then, you know.
And we will cut from there to the three of you coming into the transporter room. There's another team that's already transporting out. You will see Tatasa and a couple of other people from engineering are being transported over. And you will see Acting Captain Juan will be talking with a Klingon on the view screen there. And yes, I understand. Yes, yes, you. I understand you would rather have gone to Stovacor, but you couldn't let the yes, but the yeah, I know if you'll let us, we're going to send some people over to help you with the transport of your personnel over here. Okay, I no, not an honorable death. Thank you very much. And we'll kind of shut the comms off, and he will turn to you and he will say, "This is a Klingon mercantile trader under a captain by the name of Kompog. He has had catastrophic engine failure. Uh, I've sent over to Tassa and some engineering people to see what they can do about stabilizing it so it doesn't blow up. But there are about a dozen life signs on board the vessel. I need you three to go over and work with them calmly to get them transported over here. The captain is giving the usual Klingon protestations that he would have rather died and burned in the fiery heart of a star. But he had so and pauses and goes, deal with it.
Sir,
Yes.
request permission for a reassignment.
Hmm. I've never had anyone ask me that. This actually gives me a great opportunity to say something that I've always wanted to say. Permission denied.
Yes, sir.
And you will board the transporter, and we will see the transporter effect, and we will find ourselves in a very small, cramped. Imagine if we took what we usually see as the Klingon like bridge and like reduced it by half and in all axes. So it's very tight in here. You literally will realize that there's only one chair in here and some other console spaces, and you will see the Klingon captains there as you beam in, and he will look at you and he will say, uh, "I do this under protestation, but I can't have them die. If they die, I will lose my honor. You understand?"
Yes, sir. Of course, sir.
All right. Well, the problem is, of course, all the restraints have gone down and they're running wild through the ship. So good luck. And the door to the rest of the ship will open and you will hear this roaring and squealing going on. What do you do, Hammaker?
Are they prisoners or livestock? What are we?
No, 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 they're not livestock. You can't call them livestock. They're very carefully tended. They're very carefully bred. They are purebred, the finest show targs you can find in this sector. But be careful, especially for Chadomak. Chadomak is very temperamental, but he's a real sweetheart. So just be careful. So just gentle, and yes, you can get him down and mark them. And yes, they have been free for a while, so be very careful where you step.
Right.
Warewash?
Uh, he pulls out his phaser.
No, no, they're very sensitive. You can't stun them.
Not even on the lowest setting.
Not even on the lowest setting.
How did you get them on board?
It was a long process. I need
Uh,
to make sure that the ship is stable while this is
What
going on, so I don't have time. But I need you to get
do
them
you want us
set.
to herd them some what do you what are,
Your captain told me you would be transporting my crew. They are my
oh,
crew.
transporting them.
Yes, over
they,
onto your ship. He said that he would have rooms prepared for them.
uh, if these are your crew, then perhaps you could point me to your chief of engineering.
Well, effectively, I'm the chief of engineering, but we have our engineers that you send over are down in our engineering bay.
Yes, and so which one is your chief science officer? Or the helmsman? Or the medic?
And I think he blinks at you. I would rather have gone to Stovacor, but we are here, and this is the hand that we have been dealt.
Sounds, and then there's a roar somewhere in the ship, right? Uh, it seems like there's a quick route to Stovacor just down that corridor.
And I think we will cut from there to, of course, the credits. And I think that, of course, we spent some money to have them animated. It's the same set of Kintsugi credits, but we've done them in the full cartoon style there. And so we are going to cut back then and tell me you've what have you done, Hamaker, to get these targs over to the Kintsugi? What process have you engaged with here?
So I think um, I've called back to the Kintsugi to have them um, prepare or sell or holding pens, let's call them temporarily, um, to be the quarters for the crew we'll be transporting across. I'm not going to explain this to anyone over there except to say this is what we were told. We're just following orders. That's how we're doing this now.
So
Um,
uh, I think this is either presence plus command or being generous presence plus security because you're making those kinds of arrangements.
yeah. I mean, presence plus command sounds, even though I'm talking to other security people, they're not gonna, I'm just a petty officer, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna push them around. Um, there are, of course, no focuses for this. So let me just roll the dice and see how
Okay.
it goes. Wow, that is two
Two
successes.
successes. This is not a difficult thing. So difficulty one. So you will have one momentum you can throw in the pool if you would like.
Yeah, let's throw that in the pool.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing I'm really interested in asking is how do I avoid the doo doo?
Just
But
targ dung,
maybe I do
as it
not.
were. So yeah, you have made arrangements. Ensign Asha, what have you done to facilitate to get these targs over to the Kintsugi?
I think she's doing a lot of readings and making sure like they're all healthy, and trying to coordinate and like section off like the targs by aggressive levels. I'm like, all right, let's try and separate them when we transport them and keep them in separate pens that
Okay.
we're makeshift setting up.
Let's say presence plus medicine.
Okay. Let's see. That's a 13, so and ooh, that's no successes.
That is no successes.
Yep,
So
zero.
uh, you will uh, uh, as, like find that this is a much more difficult process than you would have cared for. Do you think it is the environment of the dung? Do you think it's moving around in this unfamiliar Klingon ship, or do you think it is a Targ tusk that works against you here?
I like the Targ tusk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then for the moment, until you can get, a little bit more long-term assistance, you're going to have the trait punctured.
Mm.
And tell me what that looks like. Like, what is it that catches you off guard? Is it that the tricorder set them off? Is it that one catches you from behind? Is it there's a
One
stampede?
catches my behind.
Okay, absolutely. So we'll see that.
What the prophets?
Uh,
Ugh.
and Wash, what do we see you doing?
I think that Werewash uses is going to jerry rig a tricorder after seeing Asher get uh, to with his combat to mix it, like link it to his com badge, and he's going to try and develop a like a tag whistle. Like they can't be stunned, but perhaps frequencies and noises that they find unpleasing might be used to deter them from making any, stampeding us
I,
again.
I like it. Reason plus science, I think.
Uh, and I have this talent when I succeed at an engineering or science test related to fixing or adapting technology and spend two or more momentum, a Jelda may add an advantage related to that technology for free. We've only got one in the momentum pool, so
Right.
that doesn't matter. And I don't want to give you fret because you've got eight in the threat pool. Suddenly, these targs have been infected by Borg
Right.
nanites.
I will give you your extra free die for computer expertise on this.
Thank you. It's two
So
successes.
two
And
successes.
yeah, I don't believe I've got. No, computers and maintenance don't. Yeah.
Right. So you will get a momentum that you can throw in the pool if you'd like.
Mhm. I will, yeah. And it's like, like it starts off as a ear splitting, high pitched thing that some of us like wince at, and then it quickly goes off into another frequency, and then maybe a passing I don't know, like Tellarite winces as well because it's in the same
Yes,
frequency as it is.
absolutely. And I think as you are finishing that up, Captain Compog will come in and will say, "Ah, well done. You are a natural at this. Excellent. A good job. I appreciate your care and diligence, Starfleet."
You're welcome, sir. Are you any closer to Stovercore?
And I think we're going to cut. We've got some rooms, maybe
You
maybe
just
one of the
ask that.
cargo bays that has been set up, as a set of Targ pens. I think we see Captain Compog there, fawning over Chadomok, giving him Targ treats and getting them cleaned up, and then going around and checking the other Targs. Is clearly a duty that he takes seriously. And I think we will cut to a scene of you three post treatment, post cleanup. Let's. Do we think it's in the bunks area, or do we think we're in the graveyard? Where do we think we are here?
I like the bunks area, I think.
Okay. Yeah, there's the kind of coming back to their Werewash, you got reassigned this bunk when you got knocked down from Lieutenant Junior, so you're back at your old bunk. Um, uh, Hamaker, I think just because petty officer is an odd thing, they've still got you stuck on bunk. What you really ought to have a room of your own, or even share a room, but they've kind of got you down here in the bunks. Um, and you three, probably plus a couple of others. There is the Tellarite ensign who is giving Werewash a really dirty look at this point. And you have a chance to kind of chat amongst yourselves here. So, what do we have you worked together much, you three? Or do you think this is the first time? What do you think, Asha?
I think some of us have worked together. I think it's very funny if Wash was just demoted back down again. If you're
Yes.
okay with that, I don't know. And it's
Yeah.
just like, so you're back again.
Yes.
What what this time?
Well, during the Epsilon Omega incident, uh, and he looks down and he sort of shuffles some stuff around in his bunk and he says, "Well, they just said that I needed to do more psychological work before my report from my evaluation from Mr. Varick said that it was better I was relieved of officer duties for a while.
Hmm. Who could have guessed?
Listen, I'm going to the therapy sessions. I don't know what more you want from me, Asha.
No, no, I'm just annoyed because now I owe so and so unnamed friend. Uh, I don't some of my holodeck time, I guess. Holodeck rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't want to be using out those trashy hollow romance novels anyways.
It's pure.
What, that Irish ghost? Come on.
Excuse me. Don't knock it until you've tried it. Good enough for Dr. Crusher, good enough for me.
Hammaker?
I mean, I think maybe Hammaker is one of the, nameless security personnel who have tackled Werewash before, perennially on the fringes, being told by Tavalic or previously Vate, come with me, you know, I need a sandbag.
And so like what's your reaction to Werash and Asha? Are you do you feel yourself above them? Do you feel like you're a part of Lower Decks, the sort of the undercrew here? What do you think?
Well, as a simple enlisted man, I would love to be in the situation where my commission might be just arbitrarily advanced by someone, or maybe even dunked down to fewer responsibilities. I think these actual commissioned officers are a bit hoity-toity, right? They're full of themselves and their little problems.
Did you hear
We
that?
all know who makes this starship work, and it's the enlisted personnel.
Yeah. Did you hear that Jenkins got promoted to Lieutenant Junior grade after he went down to Epsilon Omega? It's a
Oh,
shame.
yeah.
Shame he didn't volunteer for that, Hamaka.
I mean, volunteering for an away mission under Captain Vade is a death sentence in my.
I think he brought everyone back. I mean, the Denobulan only had a couple of, weeks in med sick bay afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
There were only a few phaser burns.
And the
Well, that's
Nothing a
psychic
dermal regenerator couldn't handle.
and the psychic scarring, of course.
psychic scarring
That's
will never go away, and Doctor Wan doesn't
that.
seem to give that any attention. It's like
Well,
there's no more bleeding, internal or external. Who cares about your mind?
Asha, what do you
Oh,
think of Wand? You're in the medical department. You're assigned there. You've worked with Varek. You've worked with Juan. Like when this gets said, do you agree? Do you disagree?
I think Dr. Wan is brilliant, but also like feels like he takes too long with the deliberating of all the options. And he's not, he's very openly not a psychiatrist. He's very, but I think he thinks the ship needs a psychiatrist, a counselor, as it were. And look, I'm in training for that, so that's the dream, that's the goal.
Uh,
You're, you're in training to be a counselor.
Well, yeah, why not? Psych psychiatry is very important, as Drake just said.
I mean, I'm sure, but I'm not criticizing psychiatry. I'm just you.
Excuse me?
You placed a bet.
Yeah, on whether or not you get demoted again.
Due to my extensive trauma.
uh,
They're
so I
not
think
all trauma related demotions. Let's be honest, Warewash.
Okay, there was that one time with the shuttles, all right, but
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so uh, we will cut from that. We will see the Kintsugi at Starbase 66. You know, there's a couple of hour layover while they get this non-Federation envoy and his team on board. Um, so I want to give each of you a chance to call a scene, an interaction with another one of the PCs or with an NPC or something to tell us about who your character is, their talent or their career event or something like that. Let's start with Werewash this time. What do you want to, where do we want to see us here?
Um, I think Wash is working on the computer core, the thing that actually, everybody, and he's talking with another engine with an engineer who's been assigned to work with him, and he's saying, everybody on the ship just says, "Computer, replicate me this. Computer, tell me about this." But it's a lot of work behind the scenes, and the computers, it's not, magic. So much work goes into keeping this thing running, and everyone just thinks it's this magical woman on the other side of the screen saying giving them every answer to their questions. But someone's got to program that in, and the engineer's going like, "Yep, uh-huh." Like heard it a million times before, right, Wash? And he's like, "Okay, right. Da, 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 da. Computer, you know, Klingon opera, you know, volume 8 out of 55." Uh, and it plays back, and I go, "No, that's the wrong note. It's not hitting the right. It's not doing it right. We're gonna have to listen to. Okay."
And Werewash, you'll hear call down from below to Tassa. And she will say, Werewash, are you done with that computer diagnostic?
Uh, it'll be a few minutes more, Lieutenant. There's something slightly out of calibration. Can't quite work out the bug.
Okay. Juan has accelerated our duty roster, so I need you to get that done ASAP. We've got another list of routine maintenance assignments that need to be done.
Uh, yes, sir. And he looks down at the engineer. I did think about programming in a hollow version of myself to do the programming routines.
And the engineer looks at you. No, no, you can't do that. That's how you get a Moriarty. You can't do that. No.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just hoping that Tatasva approves my request to, dispensation against the Moriarty. I promise I won't even, I'll remove all of the. Anyway, we'll see. Okay. Do you think you've got this?
Yes.
Okay. And then he starts climbing down the ladders to go to Tassa's requests.
Okay. Drake, what about you? What do we see? What's the scene? What do we learn here?
I think Drake is in one of the shuttle bays and half into a zero G environment suit. And I think, maybe it hasn't been cleaned or maybe it's just really badly maintained, but he's standing there with a stench filling his nostrils, and he says, "Computer, who was in this suit last?" And those, dulcet tones come through, "Unknown," you know. And it's like, "Who usually wears this suit?" "Unknown. Please rephrase your search parameters." And it's like, forget about it. And I am unable to forget about things. Really proving Werewash's point that maybe the problem is the users. And then I think we see him go out to do a security sweep, which maybe is just part of our routine when at a starbase, just to make sure that there's nothing nearby that could cause a problem. But also, it's quiet out here. Drake enjoys the peace and quiet.
Absolutely. The walking on the outside
Yeah.
of the ship, checking around on those things. Um, what's the weird thing you find on the outside of the ship? Is it is it a panel that looks out of place? Is it graffiti? Is it something else? Like what do we see? Of course, the Kintsugi has the weird irregularities to its outside sort of skin.
I think it is something bizarre like half a pizza that I don't know has been transported out here, or maybe just chucked out a shuttle bay on the station. Something like a prank
Hmm.
that some young and vibrant ensigns have done, yeah, on shore leave, right?
Frozen solid, embedded in a crack in the hull, is a extra large pepperoni supreme pizza. Uh,
And it would be fine except anchovies. I mean, anchovies from Rigelia 7. I mean, that's just disgusting.
and Ensign Asha, what is the scene we see for you here?
Um, I think for this like uh patrol or whatever, she's been assigned to shadow who do I pick? Warrant Officer Kamala.
Okay.
Just like because ensign, so you're given like broad range of all the different departments, but like and she's like, what? And she's trying to follow along. It's just like what you Kamala is involved in so much. So it's like, what is going on?
Absolutely. She is working you through. She's talking about the logistics of everything, cross-referencing the departments. She is effectively the administrative assistant, Chief O'Brien, for the ship. Um, uh, what is the secret that she lets you in on?
Oh, um, ugh. Oh God, I have no clue.
Is it like some secret about the ship, or is it if you want to get this done, you need to do this?
Oh, I think
Or
she's like, yeah, teaches me like a lot of the legal loopholes and the administrative loopholes. And it's like, technically, we are supposed to receive uh the captain's permission for this. However, in lieu of that, in lieu of the captain not being on board, there's like so many several follow-ups and like but because of subsection and Article 7 of treaty number whatever.
yeah, and I think it is the fact she'll say, we're at a starbase, the captain isn't here. That opens up a whole realm of possibilities of things that we can get on the ship without having to go through certain bureaucracy. So, uh, and I think that's the moment you come down to like one of the starbase loading bays where there are some very shadowy figures, there pushing, hover crates there. And she says, Ensign, just grab a hollow pulley and push it on into the ship.
Uh, are you, and she's like looking back and forth at the people. Yes, yes, ma'am. Okay. And I
And
imagine like the shadowy people like know Kamala pretty well. And I'm like, it's like, what is going on here? That's what I'm
and there will clearly be some kind of transaction as these things get loaded onto the ship uh, and put away. I think the next few days, or rather the next few hours, are getting the thing set up from Starbase, uh, finishing off, and you're all on the same, duty roster. So you're all on, the same shift. So I think we will see you in the graveyard. Um, the captain hasn't given a briefing about what the next step is, what the next thing is. Uh, tell me, Drake, what is the rumor that you have heard about who's coming aboard the ship and what you're going to be doing.
Well, we've heard on the security staff, and we're usually privy to some often, but not always true things, that there's an emissary from the Dominion coming aboard, or someone who's had some dealings with them in the past. Um, and that's why those targs have been brought aboard because targs are like cute and cuddly pets for this alien race that I've never even heard of. Um, or lunch. Maybe it's lunch. I'm not sure.
All right. And Asha, what is the rumor that you have heard?
I've heard that the emissary is actually going to be from a Bajor, and it's supposed to be a Vedic, and she is just not excited about that at all. Ever since she lost her faith with the whole Cisco thing.
Absolutely. Tell us about that. You don't wear the prayer
Yep.
things or anything like and there are some other Bajorans on the crew. So what has that been like? How do we know that you and the other Bajorans maybe don't gel here?
I think like somebody like once said, "Yeah, oh yeah, you mentioned the prophets," and she's just like clear roll of the eyes. It's just like they're just wormhole aliens. Like this was proven. I'm sorry, you're just going to accept a human as your new pope, like a religious figure? They're no different from a Q. Come on, people.
Oh,
And
uh,
yeah, she gets a bit heated about it, and the other Bajorans not happy.
like of course we see a couple of Bajorans, one of them holding the other Bajoran back, and that you'll see you'll have an orb incident one of these days, and ooh
You can worship them
then
all you want, but people worshiped Apollo, and Kirk proved that was just an alien.
we don't know that. Uh, and Warewash, what have you heard about this alien non-Federation emissary that's coming aboard?
Hmm. I've heard. Uh, where are we in the timeline for Deep Space Nine at the moment? We're
We're just in the middle of the Dominion War.
in the middle of the Dominion War.
DS9
Um,
is lost right
yeah.
now.
Um, I've heard that this rumor can't be true, right? It's just a paranoia level. It's nonsense that the Dominion envoys can take people's shapes and look like anybody. I mean, ludicrous, right? No one, you know, there are some shape changes, of course, and that we've encountered, but no one who could just turn into anything. That's impossible.
Absolutely. Uh, so I think we will uh, uh, see the ship has left from the starbase and is heading on, goes to warp, and Captain Juan calls the three of you down, plus a couple of other ensigns, down to the ready room, and we'll greet Ensign Asha by name. Asha, uh, Hammerer, and Walsh, right? Ensign
Oh,
Walsh. Where Walsh? Sorry. Uh, uh, Ensigns, um, we have a minor survey mission that we're going to be undertaking. We are headed to a planet called Krenadar. Uh, it's in the Krenadar system, and the planet is Krenadar 3. The sun is also called Krenadar, so just be careful about that when you tell people where you're going. In any case, uh, we have a representative from a representative who has brought us information about the possible location of a lost Federation science vessel. The problem is that Krenadar is a planet with a highly energetic atmosphere. Transporter not possible. Scans to the planet's surface not possible. Uh, so we'll be sending down a small team in the remaining shuttlecraft. I believe the Galadriel is still up. So, and you know that's not the best shuttle, but the captain took the runabout. So we'll be sending you down along with the emissary. We want you to do a simple scan once you're able to get past the atmospheric disturbance and see if you can spot the location of this wreckage, determine if there is wreckage, and report back. Which one of you is cleared for piloting? Sure.
Uh, we'll look at our con rating and see who actually put any points in con.
Okay.
I, I've qualified for piloting, so
Absolutely. Well, you'll take that, figure out a co-pilot. Um, uh, at 2,300 hours, report down to the shuttle bay, and you'll get the rest of your assignment then. Any questions?
do you know anything about the Dominion envoy?
Dominion envoy? What are you talking about?
Never mind. Just a rumor I heard.
Okay. Uh, and we will see the three of you walking along. Are you excited, nervous, trepidatious? What's the reaction of each of you to this mission that you're having to undertake? Drake?
Volatile atmosphere. I mean, that could mean anything. I guess I've got to put my last will and testament together. Going on an away mission.
Asha?
You're always so negative. What was that about a Dominion envoy? I thought we were having like a Vedic show up for some reason.
Vedic?
That's what I heard.
I mean, why would the Dominion send a Vedic?
Why would what? Why would the Dominion send anyone to us?
I don't know.
Then negotiate for our surrender, right?
I feel like
Oh,
there's bigger ships that they would deal with.
well, I guess we'll find out, right? Well,
I'm going to drop in a couple of NPCs here that will add to that NPC tab that uh, we've got two other ensigns, red shirts going along. I mean ensigns going along. Uh, Asha, the we have one with kind of slightly purple tinged hair. Give me a name,
Kaylee.
Kaylee. All right. Uh, what do you know about Ensign Kaylee?
I think she's in the command track, so she does a lot of like, con stuff.
Okay. Uh, she will, you know that when she sees that Werewash is there, she looks relieved. She has failed her flight certifications repeatedly, but because she's on command contract, she will be, having to sit in the co-pilot seat. And she said she's like, "Oh, Lieutenant Werewash, I'm so glad that you're going to be here, so you can take the pilot seat."
it's Ensign Werewash at the moment, uh, Kaylee.
Oh, Are you a duplicate?
Not this time,
Oh, okay.
thankfully. Just temporarily demoted.
Again,
Thanks, Asha.
no problem.
I'm
Uh,
glad it's that bedside manner that I'm sure all your future patients are really looking forward to.
uh,
He's
Drake.
training to be a
Oh,
counselor, remember?
yes.
Honesty is the best policy, ensign.
Too much time spent with Varric. Uh, uh, Drake, the other ensign that's with you with the cyber implant, tell me about them.
Um, I guess Ensign Travan. Do I think engineering or security?
What do you think?
What? I mean, engineering seems like a better idea, but
Okay.
again,
I mean, if you
um,
got another red shirt, yellow shirt, then there's somebody else who
yeah,
can
yeah,
do this, you know? Like,
but like I am the red, I am the red shirt without a second name in this in
well,
this
yeah,
mission.
but this could set up a whole like, it's going to be you or is it going to be me? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not
Okay,
going to make
let,
it.
let's go with security. So,
Okay. And what do we
uh,
know? What do we know about Trevon and pronouns?
yeah. Let's go with they them
Okay.
pronouns, and I think maybe in those years on the Kintsugi that we didn't see, we got into a scrape uh, with the Romulans, and they were badly hurt, and so the bionic implant is kind of covering up uh, um, their wounds.
Okay.
Um, but you know, they seem chipper, and but I don't believe it. I think it's just a front.
Absolutely. And you're kind of all milling around when you will hear a bellowing voice go, "Ah, the Targ Whisperer!" And you will see Captain Compog comes over from behind some crates. Warewash is there, and the the captain goes, "Computer, clean up behind there." Uh, and he has with him his prized targ, Chadomok, and he will say, "Ah, excellent! I'm glad that you are going. The captain has given me permission to go with you on the shuttles in case you land. This ship is so small, I have not been able to give walkies to my targ. So if we happen to land, the captain said I would have the opportunity to do that."
Wow, Captain One is making some brilliant command decisions, I see. Uh, I don't have the. Do you have your target under control?
Oh, absolutely. Chadomok is a good boy. He's a good boy.
And if not, you're the Targ Whisperer, so you can calm
Yes,
them down.
yes.
That Tellarite like stares daggers from across the cargo bay again,
Yes.
like covers his ears.
And you will see the doors to the cargo bay open, and Captain Juan is there. And you see he comes in with two people. Sorry, three people. The first is a young Ferengi. The second is a very tall, weird-looking guy. And the third one is the oldest Ferengi that you have ever seen in your life. And he says, "Ah, good. We're all ready to go. Excellent. Yes." And we see the Grand Nagus as special guest stunt casting here for this episode as we go to our commercial break. Let's take 10 and then we're going to come back. So I think the shot is now interior to the shuttle Galadriel, uh, with probably uh, Werewash and uh, Kaylee in the most comfortable positions there up front. But it's then uh, Asha, Hamaker, Trevon, the Grand Nagus, this super tall guy, the other Ferengi that has not been introduced, a Targ, and the Klingon captain all jammed into this shuttlecraft. Kind of cozy for a Federation vessel.
This is the largest shuttle the Kintsugi has, sir.
Oh, I thought they made them bigger. They are bigger. Other ships have bigger shuttles than this one. But I suppose needs want. If you've got a second-rate ship, you probably get a second-rate shuttle. We could sell you better shuttles. A Ferengi shuttle is luxurious. Fine Ferengi leather on the seats.
I hear it's available on a very generous PFP contract.
Absolutely. We live and die by the installment plan.
Well, that would be a discussion that you could have with the captain or Starfleet accounting.
He's not a real captain, though, is he?
Well, acting
No,
captain. Well,
Honesty! I love it! You Starfleet.
uh,
And we will see Werewash take the shuttle out. We'll see you head out. I think we see behind you the Tellarite was essentially having to do the cleanup duties there. In the
by the way, I low-key love that he said, computer, clean up. Right has to do it.
uh, and we will see this usual beautiful planet template, of course. There's always those explosions in the clouds there going on as you begin to descend, and the Grand Negus's assistant, the Ferengi, will come forward and will say, here's the data that we have for the hemisphere that we picked up. So you probably want to begin here. Okay. And hands a little calm to you, Werewash.
Uh, Thank you.
All right. Goes in to sit back down.
We didn't get your name, sir,
Oh, I'm Razak.
and you're not in Starfleet, I see.
Oh, no, no. I am a Ferengi chief of science. I am a science person. I'm here for science.
hmm And you, sir?
And the big guy just looks at you. He doesn't talk. Don't worry about him.
Oh, okay.
He's there to pick me up if I fall.
All right.
It
Oh,
happens. When you get to my age, it happens a lot.
I see. Okay. And how are we to be assisting you all today?
Oh, we're assisting you. We're helping
Oh,
you find this ship. That's why we're here. That's the only reason.
Very
sure.
unusual. The laws of salvage being what they are, that you didn't just, strip it for parts, sir.
We want to have a fine, tight, close relationship with the Federation. You need all the help you can get with this Dominion War.
A low cost, I'm sure.
Exactly, exactly. Here's the thing. War makes everyone rich. So, that's how it works.
Apart from the
I don't
dead
think,
people.
yeah, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Fair enough. But their ancestors.
Yeah, not
And,
magicians, their ancestors. uh, well, Razek,
yes, yes.
I would defer to the chief science officer of the Ferengi. Where do you think we should start?
It's in the comms thing. The there. It's in
Oh,
the
okay.
maybe at, and you see him go the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
top. We should start at the top.
Okay. Well, we'll start our grid-based survey, beginning with the top.
Absolutely. Grids. Absolutely. Graphs. Warewash. You will fly the ship down into this atmosphere, and it is rocky and turbulent and difficult. And as you know, for an episode like this ship is definitely going to crash. So the only question is how bad that crash is going to be. And that's what we're rolling for here. I think as the ship goes in, you'll realize like as soon as you get into the atmosphere, like the localized sensors go down, the gravimetrics go offline, the ship is shaking. Transporters, they're offline. You can't transport back to the ship or down to the ground. Uh, uh, and you're trying to get things set here
Yeah.
as control. What is the Asha? Is it that we hit something that we don't see? Is it a strike of lightning? Is it an animal? What is it that
I
that
think it's
is
a
the thing?
giant animal.
Okay, we what
Some
what does it look like? Like is it like a cocoon or
insectoid.
something?
It's like got insectoid features.
Yeah, giant. We see this giant beetle emerge out of the clouds, and it's buzzing as it comes by, leaves this kind of sonic strike that throws everything off on the shuttles. Drake, you see this coming. What do you do to try and keep keep people safe here? Your security.
I say brace for impact, and I don't think I've ever seen like a safety harness or anything like that on a shuttlecraft.
You got inertial
Uh,
dampeners.
yeah, inertial dampeners, and they never stop working. So I am holding on to something for dear life,
Okay.
uh,
Uh,
and I think I'm just looking at what's the name? Shadow Mac, like who's on the other bench away from me because obviously he needed a bench, and like I'm looking at those spikes on his back, and I'm just like envisioning myself being impaled upon them as the inertial dampeners fail.
Absolutely. I would like you to make a fitness plus security roll here to brace yourself and keep other people from getting injured.
I mean, should I spend moment? I should spend momentum because keeping people safe seems like a good idea,
Okay, I've dropped one momentum
especially
from the
when
pool.
they include me.
Yes,
So let's see what the dice say. The dice say two
two
successes.
successes. So you are definitely safe. The envoy is definitely safe. Uh, who amongst the others here is injured in this? Is it uh uh Kaylee? Is it Travan? Is it the other Ferengi? Is it Compog?
Um, I mean, I think Shadow Mac, the inertial dampeners are not attuned to alien bores, and he goes flying directly into Compog, who maybe is like trying to
Oh,
save
this
his
would not be
pride
a
and
good
joy.
death. Oh.
Um, yeah, those Razorback horns kind of I don't know, pierce his shoulder or something. It's not going to
Yes.
be a good death,
That could be a
but
good
you
death.
know,
Oh, I regret not washing these horns before we left. Uh, Werewash. Now let's have you make that roll to successfully land this shuttle without too much additional damage or problems here.
Yeah, Warewash goes Kaylee, I need you to. And then he looks over at her and she's just terrified.
She's frozen, white knuckled, hanging onto the board.
Yeah, and then he just leans over and smashes something on her side of the thing. So 2 die. I have a 10, I think, in sounds like daring plus con to me.
That seems fair.
That's a 10. Um, I'm gonna spend a point of momentum.
Okay.
Oh, no successes.
So this shuttle goes down hard. It it goes down hard. Everyone is thrown every direction. Everybody mark uh, 4 stress right now. Essentially, that's going to be for this next scene until you get a chance to catch your breath. But it goes down, it hits, it crashes, the nacelles get torn off, it rolls a couple of times, and then it finally comes to a stop. Um, and it's mostly groaning and Klingon blood and Targ poop in the shuttle along with all of you. Um, Asha, you are our medical person.
Hmm.
Have you been injured, or does if you do, we'll skip injury to one of the ensigns. Otherwise, both the ensigns are injured.
Yeah, I think I'm injured.
Okay.
Or like the punctured keeps getting worse. Or
Yes. So what do we see you do?
I mean, I think like she gets out the first aid kit and, you know, slowly gets to work on others first
Okay.
because, I guess the Nagus takes priority because he is,
Yeah. He is the big guy picked him up and is cradling him like a baby, and he seems relatively uninjured
okay.
in the course of this. But do you deal with the captain first, or do you deal with one of the ensigns first?
The captain, I
Okay,
guess.
then let's have you make a reason plus medicine, or if you're trying to do this fast, I'll also give you control plus medicine.
Okay. I guess I'll do control
Okay,
plus
this is
medicine.
definitely emergency medicine.
Okay. Is it field medicine?
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's say.
So I ignore any increase in difficulty or
Right.
complication
Okay.
range. So,
I won't add anything on for that.
all right, no
But
combat, so that doesn't matter. All right.
so
So
control plus medicine. So you need a 13 or less, and if you roll fours or less, then that is extra successes.
I think I need a 12 or less.
Is it?
My control is only an 8.
Oh, that's right.
So
You're right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I got a success.
You get a success.
I think.
So you will be able to treat the captain. Like it looks like the ensigns, like one of them has a broken arm, the other one has a broken leg. It's going to take more than you have here to get that healed up right now. But you're able to treat and staunch the wound of the Klingon captain, who, despite his like trying to pull away, because he really wants to make sure that the Targ is all right, but yeah, it will come over. To your disgust, it starts, of course, licking the wound, and but you've got it set. You are not feeling great. You can feel that puncture on your buttocks that is going to be there for a bit.
I just got that healed.
Amaker, Werewash, what are you doing?
Werewash is trying to bring the shuttle systems back online, you know.
Oh, dude, no. I think with your complete miss and the
Yeah,
complication, this shuttle is KO.
yeah. The panel like flickers to light again and then just sparks and
Yeah. The replicator spits something out as it goes down.
yes.
Tea Earl Grey Black flies out, and then it ends.
Oh, okay. Did it away team to Kintsugi? Did it away team to Kintsugi? Is there a rank lower than Anson? And he looks over at Hamaka. Oh yeah,
So did you leave that in per the circular for maintenance?
this shuttle was perfectly fine until that giant beetle uh, took us out of the air. And these things are only supposed to have a standard capacity of six. I don't know what one was thinking. Is the Aegis okay?
I'm fine.
Good.
Yeah, the Negus and Captain uh Kompog and Shadowmock are all okay. Um,
He's a good boy. He's a little shaken, but he's a good boy.
I'm sure.
Well, I wouldn't want anything to happen to the Targ. Uh, well, I guess I could try and make some sort of signal booster for the comms badge out of the wreckage.
Sir, why don't we see if we can find a downed Federation vessel nearby, which might have some working equipment?
Yeah.
Well, you're the
Gra
security officer, Hamaka. I'm
Well,
sure
I
you.
don't want to wander off by myself.
let's grab the
I'm
emergency
as
supplies.
junior an officer as we get on planet.
Well, I suppose Negus,
Yes.
Razek,
Yeah.
uh, if you'd like to accompany us outside, I think that Captain
I
Com.
will wait here
Are you sure, sir?
until the coast is clear, kind of thing. You understand? Beauty before age.
Of course, sir. Well, um, just so you know, everything on the shuttle has been. Never mind. Never mind. Uh, uh, Compaq, would you like to go on walkies?
And as soon as you say that, Chadomok is like pushing around inside the thing, just absolutely. Wait, don't say that
Yeah.
out loud.
The cut to the outside of the shuttle, rocking backwards and forwards on the top of this like precipice that it's kind of crashed on top
Yes.
of. Right, like, okay, well,
I
get out there.
will pop the door with a creaking groan on the shuttle, and outside it's foggy, white, and cold. You can tell that there's kind of rocky, mountainy areas kind of nearby the shuttle, and maybe there's the crackle of the storm in the distance. Um, so as you load out, uh, right now, Ensign Kaylee uh, and the Nagus and his assistant will definitely stay here. Kaylee's leg is broken, so she's not going to be easily able to move. Um, but Hammaker, what are you doing? You're muted.
I'm wandering to the nearest high ground to maybe scan the horizon for another unfortunate Federation craft.
Okay.
I
Uh,
mean, are we anywhere near the top of the grid?
you're
I say to myself as I wander up to the hill.
let's have you make. I think we've actually got two roles here. I think one is definitely going to be fitness plus security to do this climb up. It's cold. It's foggy. You don't know the terrain. Like you can barely see more than 10, 20 feet. And so let's have you make that roll. I think this is difficulty 2 for this.
Okay.
Do you have any
I've
kind
just
of focus or anything?
no, I've just written in a second value which occurs to me. Enlisted personnel are the glue that holds the Kintsugi together.
Okay,
If that works.
absolutely.
No focuses.
Yeah. All of you
That's
do have
fine.
a point of determination. Just remember that too.
Okay. Uh, so yeah, I mean, will I spend it? I don't know. Um, no, I'll just make the roll. I'll just make the
Okay.
roll. Uh, two
Two
successes.
successes. So you will climb up a ways, get up. Again, you're shocked that, the fog is not lifting the higher you get. The planet seems to be, at least this area, definitely blanketed, or maybe you're down in some kind of valley of some kind. But you will get up to a position where the tricorder starts getting some kind of signal. Um, and so let's have you make that roll for doing that scanning with the tricorder. The tricorder itself, because it's a tool, gives you a D20 for using that tool in the field like this. Um, what probably reason plus science or control plus science, either one?
Um, I mean, reason plus science sounds good because those are my worst stats, and this is
Absolutely.
I think Hamaker is really more relying on his Mark One eyeball, but looking at the probably using the tricorder more as a compass than anything else. So yeah, reason plus science sounds
Okay.
fair.
Um, are you doing extra effort for this?
Yeah, so uh,
It's a
extra
two
effort for
difficulty
this
test.
uh, a wonderful talent that I found rooting around. I'm gonna reduce it by one.
Okay.
Um,
So difficulty 1, you're rolling 3d20 and you need eights.
and I'll be taking two stress, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll mark that now, and let me roll those dice. Ooh, wow, a two and a six.
And one more d20.
Oh yeah, for the tricorder, and that is another two.
So that's 2 momentum that you can put in the pool. But let me tell you what you get on the basic gain information. I think that you will pick up, since you're really focusing on trying to, find any kind of craft or engine or anything like that. And I think you'll pick up that a few kilometers to the west of here is some kind of ship. You're definitely picking up like beryllium traces and metals and things like that, unusual worked stuff, and getting the signal on that. Minimal power uh, there on that ship, but there definitely is a ship that's down. So you get 2 momentum you can use to create a trait or gather information or throw that into the pool.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think I'll just throw it back in the momentum pool. I think
Okay.
we need all the help we can get.
All right. So we'll kind of come back to you coming down the mountain to, inform people of this. Asha, let me come to you. You're our medical person, and then we'll come to Werewash. Uh, right now, you've got a number of people who are banged up. That's the stress on people. You've got the broken leg, the broken arm. The Klingon is dealt with right now. You've got the punctured, which for the moment is just a trait rather than anything else. Um, and you can tell it's cold out now. It's probably going to get colder. So, as a medical person, what do you want to do here? Are you focusing on, planning for survival? Are you taking care of injuries? Are you trying to cure stress? What do you want as your priority here?
I think she's planning for survival.
Okay.
Yeah. She wants to make sure we have a sustainable shelter. We can use phasers to heat up rocks for warmth.
Hmm.
She's, just trying to like make sure that the people that are staying at the shuttle are, can survive. They won't die of hypothermia won't be a risk for them. And then she can get starting to work on injuries and stuff.
Okay. So let's say that's creating a trait. I think that is for creating shelter. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's
Uh,
needs two successes, right?
need two successes to create a trait. Do you have anything that
No,
is appropriate to this?
absolutely not.
Okay. Do you
Uh,
want to, uh, buy uh, uh,
buy a die.
buy a die and then use your untapped potential?
Yeah, I'll give you a threat to buy a
Okay.
die.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. And is this what stuff would this
What do
be?
we think this is? I think this is control
Yeah.
again. Uh, uh, plus medicine.
I'll take medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get, you know.
Unless you think this is daring. Do you think it's, let's see.
Sure. Yeah, I'll
You have to
I'll take
react with a
there.
new situation without doubt. So yeah, let's say
Yeah,
daring plus medicine.
cool. I need a 13.
3d20.
Well, I got a success.
You got a success.
You
Now
know,
you spend a
uh,
momentum, so you get to re-roll one of those.
I did?
Untapped potential. When you buy a die with momentum, you get to re-roll one of your d20s.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
why I was
right.
leaning you towards it.
All right. Roll equal to or less. Reroll a 17, obviously. Hey,
Hey, look at that. Uh,
success.
so I think we will call that maybe survival supplies, or does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I gain a bonus momentum because if you roll equal to or less than the chosen attribute.
Yeah. So you get to you could ask a question here at this point.
And bonus momentum cannot be saved,
Cannot
right?
be saved.
Right. Okay, what here should I be on the lookout for?
Uh, you're as you're moving around, you will see that, and you can't entirely be certain about this, but there are definitely tracks of some kind. Bipedal, large tracks that you're seeing.
Hmm.
Does that seem like a fair answer?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Warewash.
Warn the
Yes.
security team when they get back.
Yes. Warewash, what's your next step here?
Um, I think I'm really just waiting for the security to come back and tell me where we should be heading to, because Warewash is just, staring at the down shuttle, and Kaylee's in there, right, injured, but Trevon is with us, right?
Hmm.
So Trevon says, "Do you think I can say that Kaylee was piloting the ship?"
Trevon will go, well, they would believe her, or believe you, rather.
I mean, she is on the command track. She should really have been the one flying the shuttle.
Technically, yes, I suppose. And you are the higher rank. Oh, you were the higher rank.
But
You're equal rank with her.
what was, yes, yes, yes. Well, at least there's nothing on this planet that looks like it's going to eat us.
And I think we cut from that to a group of you moving along this canyon through the fog. You've got the direction that Hamaker has pointed out, uh, and you're moving along through there. Again, that white fog bank all around you, hard to see. And as you are moving along, you will hear like a starts like a clicking sound, like some kind of vocalization, like up high in above you in the mountains. Like there are things up there that are making some kind of call and response. Hammaker, what do you do?
How big was that beetle, Ensign Werwash?
Where should you
And
describe it as much bigger than the shuttle? Will?
Um, I'd say about the shuttle size is an interesting one. You know, a decent enough scale that the special effects team doesn't have to really struggle to composite it in different shots. You know.
well, I will turn my phaser up to higher than I've ever done before, like 6 or whatever,
Are you
and
saying
go.
you're setting your phasers to kill?
Well, I don't know. Is that, the? I mean, it's not a kill for a shuttle-sized beetle, surely.
But it is a kill for anybody else normally, right?
Yeah, I guess, because
Okay,
it's a
I'll
giant
take
beetle.
that threat then. When you
Oh, is that
set your
when I
phasers to
said it?
kill, I get a threat.
Okay. Um, everyone stay frosty. Whatever those things are. Um, some of us look tastier than others. And I'm not looking at anyone for that. I'm thinking of myself.
Okay. And just pressing on, just trying to move forward here.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll get Travan to keep leading them in the direction, and I'll maybe stay behind and wait till everyone passes me and make sure there's no uh, that everyone is keeping up.
Okay. I'm going to come back to you in a second. While that's going on, as this travel goes and you're hearing these sounds from above, Asha, what do we see you doing?
So
How?
we got the survival supplies,
Yeah.
and we've got like decent base camp, but like there's like, all right, we need to be on the lookout. There's some bipedal creatures with really big feet, so
So, are you planning on hiking with them, or are you planning on staying at the shuttle?
so who's
Uh,
going? Who's on the expedition, and who's
Definitely the Negus, his assistant, and Kaylee are staying at the shuttle. Everyone else can go.
okay? But of like us, the players, is where Watch going or?
Where Wash is going because he, has to try and build something that we can use to get back to the
I
Kintsugi.
know, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Um, all right, what would Mr. Varric do? What's the logical thing to do in this situation? I guess, we have to make sure the Negus is protected, so she's going to have to stay behind.
Okay. Uh, so
And maybe like she'll work on trying to get communications back and working with what we've got.
okay. How about I'll give you a choice. You can either refresh yourself and clear your stress, essentially with your kind of medical stuff, or you can try and do an engineering feat to establish like local comms so that you can speak to the other group.
Uh, Engineering. I'll try the engineering thing.
Okay. So that's probably reason plus engineering.
Oh, joy.
I'll
I'm
give you
gonna.
an extra die for the tricorder. We want to kind of use that up to help
Okay.
you.
Sure. All right.
Okay.
I need a 9 or less. So
Nine or less.
I need two nines or less, right?
Yes.
Oh boy. Is buying a fourth die now two momentum?
Yes.
That's not worth it.
No.
So no.
Look
Ah,
at
so
you.
close. So close.
Uh, I
Unless,
think
yeah.
that you can get comms established, but it is precarious
Okay.
in the way that the GM will cut you off at
Sure.
some point.
Of course.
Does that seem fair?
Totally into it.
Okay. So you're getting that set. And I think that as you are seated there, Bajoran, huh?
That's right, sir.
I like Bajorans because they like profits.
Oh, uh,
Got it?
yeah, yeah, no, no, I get it. Yeah.
Ah, ah. Oh, I'm so good. And he will kind of wait and nod, and he does seems like a little anxious in that way that tells you that maybe there's something he hasn't told all of you. Kind of anxious.
Shocking.
Let's cut to Hammaker and Werewash, the group moving along. Uh, Hammaker kind of falls to the back, kind of leading you to uh, run point here. Uh, right now, the captain has his targ on a leash so that it doesn't run off. The Ferengi who's with you looks super nervous uh, about things, and of course, then your Trevon is kind of following behind you, and Werewash, you definitely start to hear there's a little bit louder kind of maybe that call back and forth that seems to be going on, like, and then from the other side, that kind of going on back and forth. And your universal translators like aren't getting anything. They're reading the noise, but they can't translate it into speech.
Uh, just slowly, quietly pulls his phaser into his hand and looks over at Turan, uh, and like,
Werewash, there is suddenly a shadow that passes over, kind of hangs, and swings down at you. I would like you to make a fitness plus security roll.
okay, and reasonably fit and secure. I'm not going to buy momentum. I'm going to save momentum.
Okay.
And I get one success.
One success. Uh, so this thing comes down, and it takes you a second to realize that it's this giant, flat, massive flying disc. And it comes down and it cracks you across the skull for two stress, knocks you down, and kind of crashes into the ground. And everybody kind of ducks down, and you will see that there is this giant, it looks like some kind of frame of some kind of wood or something that's been covered by dried skins, that has kind of a concave to the bottom of it that's very scuffed and such, and it came crashing down here, and you will hear like a lot more sound from up top after that happens.
Oh no. Oh no. Turan, I think we have a first contact situation.
I'm more worried about the first attack situation.
I mean, where did that come from? Hamaka.
Hammaker, you've seen this attack. This thing flew down this clearly a weapon down here and knocked over Werewash. What do you do?
I mean, I'm pointing my phaser up in the direction it came from, and I'm ready to take out the next one that's chucked at us.
Okay. Uh, there'll be more of that talking, more of that talking, more of that talking, and then yeah, you'll hear the and this shadow comes down. Essentially, kind of looks like it's been thrown to kind of land flat in the middle of you, like uh, let's have you make a control plus security, I believe, is for ranged combat.
Okay, and I have a focus of hand phasers,
Then you
amazingly
get
enough.
that, yes.
Um, I'm not. I mean, steady hands is more about the like damage roll. But if I can't take out a frisbee, or whatever we're calling these things,
Fair enough.
I'm in trouble. So let me roll a 2 dice. A one success.
One success. So yeah, you will hit this thing, kind of catches fire and crashes down to the ground. And there's more of that calling. You're not even sure that I can actually see that well down to here. But there's certainly that call back and forth there. Asha, you're all in the shuttlecraft there, kind of waiting.
Hmm.
You
It's
brought in
trying to
some hot
talk
rocks and
people
stuff.
through,
Yeah.
keep them calm, and yeah, fishing for information from the Negus. Trying to get him to
What do you do
open up.
when, and again, because you had to close the door to the shuttle, you're all inside to keep warm here.
Hmm.
What do you do when the shuttle starts rocking?
Oh no.
Suddenly, and it clearly feels like there are things outside the shuttle.
I'm gonna go out and investigate.
Okay. Um,
Clearly the smartest thing to do, but
pop pop the door open. Uh, I want you to make a daring plus fitness roll.
Wait, is that a thing?
Oh, sorry. A daring plus security.
Okay, that makes
I
more sense.
apologize. I
I was
I
like,
always get
that would
these.
be great
Yeah, I
otherwise.
know.
I got a success.
You got a success.
Yeah,
Uh,
right on
you
time.
get out, and when you come out and are kind of like pop out and are moving around, uh, like you see big shapes, and they vanish back into the mist.
I know.
Do you give pursuit? Do you fire
No.
your phaser in warning? Do you go
I'm
back
gonna
into the
yeah,
shuttle?
fire phaser in warning. Maybe try to like, light up some stuff around the
Sure.
shuttle.
Control plus security.
Okay. Uh, even worse. There's a success.
There is a success. You will fire that off, and you'll hit a rock, a classic sort of Star Trek thing, and will kind of blow the rock up kind of thing. And for a second, over the comms, you hear, oh, holy shit, from out there. And then the sound of running.
Wait, yeah, hey, what?
Hammaker, Werewash, these things have kind of thrown these at you. You've got you under siege here. Do you want to try and press forward? Do you want to hunker down? What do you think you want to do?
I mean, maybe after I take another couple, I look behind me, expecting them to have gotten way ahead of me, and they are hunkering down. And I say, "Gotta move on." Um, and I'll say I'll cover you. Obviously,
All
we got to
right.
get to that ship.
Uh, so that's control plus security to create a covering fire.
Yeah. Um,
I will, yeah,
and I will spend a momentum because uh I'm a bit frustrated with these people who are taking some shut eye or sitting around like this is the best course of action.
okay. Let's have you roll.
Um, so let me yeah, let's roll this. Sorry, let me check. What do we say? Control plus security,
Yeah,
13. So that is 3 successes.
3 successes. So you will fire that off, and like a couple of things, and then a big hit, and like that ululation that you heard from up in the mountains uh, stops, and you're hearing the sound of like giant footsteps running, and over the translator you hear, "Oh, do you see that dude? Oh!" And another one will say, "You're never going to get your frisbee back." And then the sound of more running.
But are the rest of our group like moving on?
Warewash. They've been told you to hightail it, hoof it.
Yeah, we run. Yeah.
Okay. Then I think fitness plus security for you to lead this group through.
Well, it went so well last time I rolled fitness plus security.
Yep. It's a reduced difficulty because of the trait that Hamaker created for the covering fire. I
Cool.
gave him some bonus information from that.
So we're looking at one success would be enough, right?
Yeah, it would be one success would be enough.
Then I've got a 50-50 chance. So I'll just roll the two dice and save momentum.
Okay.
And I'll fail miserably.
Would you like to spend determination?
Oh, no, I wouldn't. It's fine.
Okay. Then I think that the others are running along, uh, and it's dark and it's foggy, and they will get ahead, kind of get ahead of you, and then the ground gives out under you. Like, do you hit some kind of crevice in this, and you will fall a good 20, 25 feet, or X amount of meters for real measurements, and land hard. Uh, and you will realize that you have fallen into a crevice and that you are stuck. That is the trait consequence that I'm going to give you here. Okay. Uh, Asha, come back to you.
Hmm.
Comms
Whoever's
have gone
out there,
off.
yeah.
Comms have gone off with
Mm.
like trying to get Hammaker or Werewash and like not getting comms right this second.
Yeah, I think she's gonna call out into the darkness since she heard somebody say, "Holy shit." Hey, whoever's out there, we don't mean you any harm. We've crashed and we're just seeking another crashed vessel of ours.
Insight plus command.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a decent roll for me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna spend momentum.
Okay. Yeah. Burn through it.
Yeah. Would counseling work for this? I doubt it,
I don't
but
think so.
yeah, that's fair. Uh, one success.
So I think that like
Wait, I get to reroll. Roll one though,
I
right?
actually because that's wrong. You get to roll one to see if you get the momentum back, is what you do.
Oh,
Yeah. And if you fail it, you give me a threat.
okay. Okay. Well, one success then.
Okay. Uh, you can definitely tell
Yes.
that they're running away, like they're moving away from you, but they don't answer your call. Does that feel fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're kind of taking off at that point. Like they've had their fun and now they are running along.
Okay.
Um, Hammaker, uh, the group ahead of you kind of comes to a sudden stop again, but I mean it's you only realize that when you kind of catch up with them in the fog, and there's a little bit of a clearing in the fog, and you will see a ship that is crashed there. Uh, you realize that it's you and the captain and the Targ, uh, Travan and Razak, but you don't see Werewash. That's the first thing you notice. The second thing you notice when you look down and see the ship is you realize that it is a Ferengi ship. Let's take our second commercial break and then we'll come back. Hammaker, uh, Ferengi vessel, Werewash is missing, comms are down.
What happened to the ensign? And I'll look at Travan like, you were supposed to take care of him. I can't do the paperwork that will explain the missing ensigns.
She was like, we were running through the fog and I couldn't see anything. I just kept moving forward. You told us to get going and you shouted very forcefully and said we should get going. So we kept going. I, I, I thought he might have broken off to do some kind of double back maneuver.
Now look, so is the ship in the crevasse? Like, is that the
No,
crash
like
site
clearly on the
or?
way coming to here, there must have been
Okay.
something that like something happened to him. The
Um,
captain will turn to you, Compog, and he will say, Shadowmock and I will go and we will find him. We will find the Targ Whisperer.
well, thank you, Shadamak, for your nostrils and help. Captain,
Compog.
what once you find the ensign, please come back. You'll need help. Maybe you won't. You're a man
Ah,
Klingon, albeit wounded valiantly.
yes, yes. Valiantly, he puts his hand on his side, um, and he will take off into the fog, leaving you, the Ferengi, and the other ensign here. The Ferengi's kind of
So, uh, what was your name again?
Razic.
This does not appear to be a Federation vessel.
What a surprise! Oh my gosh, that's a down ship, though. That's what we wanted, right? We did. We did. We bumped
Yes,
our down ship,
yes,
correct?
it is. And now that we are leading this expedition, we will be claiming the salvage. So thank you for involving us. The profit will be tremendous.
So what do you want to do?
I guess I want to like approach this ship and see if there's survivors, see if there's systems online. I guess
Absolutely.
survivors first, right?
You will make your way down to this Ferengi ship. It is definitely not a Ferengi free trader, but it is definitely a Ferengi privateer ship. The the kind of freebooter ships that some of the different Ferengi guilds and councils use, uh, sometimes with plausible deniability, rogue elements. Uh, um, let's have you. I think this is difficulty one to kind of do the gather information here. Uh, what do you want to use to do this? Are you more concentrating on the shape of the ship or on tracks and what's going on around here? What would you like to focus on?
Um, I mean, I guess I want to find a way. Well, if there's any signs of, people having set up camp, or like supplies having been put outside the ship after a shipwreck. But then I guess finding, a an entrance
Let's say
for
insight
the
plus
ship.
security to kind of do the casing the joint, kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
move around here.
So let me roll 2 dice. What's the difficulty?
I think difficulty one.
Okay, I'll just roll flat then. One success.
One success. So I think as you make your way around, you will realize that there's no one in the ship, like it's in on minimal, like the baseline power is there. Um, it does look like there are signs of maybe some things having been hauled out of the ship, and there are tracks around and about, both humanoid size, like Ferengi tracks, and also giant feet sized, like Yeti slash Bigfoot sized tracks around. There's no blood, and there's also no sign like you have enough security background, enough knowledge there to know that what a struggle looks like what would that would look like in terms of tracks. It doesn't look like there was a struggle here at all. Does that feel like fair information?
Yeah, and I think I'll look at Razak and say, like I'm looking at both sets of of footprints, and I'm looking very carefully at his feet, and then trying to remember the Grand Negus's feet. I say, and I point at the ones that are obviously Ferengi. These are Ferengi footprints, correct?
Well, they call themselves, yes, Ferengi.
They call themselves?
I'm assuming that they call themselves Ferengi.
Well, I'm sure the inquiry will find out all of the uncomfortable answers, and really that is above my pay grade. Like yourself, I am uh, just trying to get through the day.
And you can certainly make your way into the vessel. We'll cut at that point
Yeah.
back to Werewash. You fell in a hole.
Tries to climb out, tries to scramble, tries to move. Uh, Size, taps his com badge. Anyone? Did it? Anyone? Ah, well, I guess I can just hope that the Kintsugi can pick me up on sensors, or I could try and rig something here.
I think that
Phaser.
sort of as that moment, as you're kind of trying to figure your way out, you will look up and it must be raining because water hits your face.
Oh, the alien style drool
Yeah.
coming
And I
down.
think that that's a moment where you kind of see the Targ at the top of the crevasse looking down and drooling. And did you find him, boy? Did you find him? Is Werewash in the hole? Did he fall in the hole?
Well, it looks like today is not a good day to die, Captain Compog.
Ah.
But that is a very good targ.
The dog is super excited. It's at the top of that. He's he's like, it looks like I can climb down a bit and help brace you to get you up out of there.
I've never met a Klingon who wasn't a warrior before.
We're all warriors, just some of us war in different ways.
I misspoke, sir. Uh,
Um, and I think that he will clamber down and put his hand out for you to grab onto to pull you up. You hate Klingons.
do, yeah.
Like you might be able to climb out of here without this Klingon's help. Do you want to take the Klingon's hand?
Uh, I do because family is everything, and my new family needs me. You
Give
know,
yourself a point of determination as he will lift you up out of here. Clearly strains. I think you'll see as he does that that clearly tears open that wound in his side, but he grits his teeth and he will, put his hand up and the tar, puts its muzzle on his sleeve and it's pulling too. And then it's all three of you at the top kind of laying there exhausted.
yeah, yeah. Uh, and he says it's the first time a Klingon's ever saved my life as well.
Well, you're very good with the Tarks. It'd be a shame to lose you.
As it licks its little
Yes.
face. Yeah.
I'm going to cut back to Asha. Asha, you'll hear, uh, like, because Hamaker continuing to kind of check as he moves around that ship. I
Hmm.
think you'll hear comms come on briefly.
Hamaker or Warwash or trailer?
Hamaker, as you're kind of getting ready to go into the ship, Asha comes through comms.
Oh, Ensign Asha, this is Hammaker.
Okay, good. We've reestablished Comlink. That's great.
We have found the ship.
Okay.
So we have found a ship,
Oh,
a Ferengi ship.
Oh, what a surprise!
I'm sure you're so surprised.
Uh, as I said earlier, to the Ferengi, the laws of salvage will no doubt apply. So we help them for giving us this great opportunity.
And faster than you would have expected, Asha, the Grand Nagus is over by you and he has tapped your comm badge and he says through it, Razak, did you find it? Did you find it, Razak?
It
And
sounds like Petty Officer Hamaker found it.
and Razak's like, kind of, may, may I talk, Hamaker? Kind of,
And I'll like slap his finger away. No, no, you may not. Hmm. I'm about to enter. Sorry, I have already stepped aboard the ship. Um, I will. Oh,
And you all got there safely, right?
well, Ensign Werwash has gone missing, but our friendly space pig, Karg, sorry, has gone off to find him with his owner.
Okay. We had some disturbances earlier with I don't want to
Frisbees.
say they're the native species, but uh the translator was able to translate.
something smashes on the outside of the shuttle. Just boom, 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 Asha.
All right. We're dealing with them again. I scared them off last time. I'll scare them off again.
Have they been throwing wooden projectiles at you?
No, they were rocking the ship earlier. Now they're banging on the outside of it right now, but they were
Okay.
startled when I blew up a rock. So yeah,
Well,
and she's gonna go to open the shuttle bay doors. And like, all right, look, I thought we talked about this.
You will open the door and there are two giant figures standing there, silhouetted. They're a good 13, 14 feet tall. I'm going to cut away from you.
Hmm.
Hamaker, you've had this conversation. What do you want to do?
So did Asha like cut off comms
Yes, of course, that
as she
comms
goes
cut
outside?
off.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you hear
yeah.
holy shit, and then the comms go dead.
Travan,
Yeah?
I'm gonna regret saying this, but can you return to the ore crash site and make sure everything is all right there?
Yes, petty officer.
Just a suggestion, Ensign.
No, that's and she will head out, start moving out, and it's you and Razek.
Uh,
So,
let's see what we can see. What's the usual crew on one of these? Privateers.
not. Do you want to try and get something out of him? Do you want to try and little social persuasion here?
I mean, uh, yeah. I mean, I think
Are
my
you?
my kind of my dynamic here is that like we're just two working Joes. Everyone else is um doing the things that they do, and we're just trying to get by.
All
So,
right. Presence plus command, let's say.
okay. And yeah, I don't. Yeah, yeah. There's no focus for me with that. Although if anyone has a bright idea, it might
Do you want to spend your
fill in.
determination?
Well, I was saying it might be time to fill in one. Were we able to fill in one, or
Yeah,
was
yeah,
that
you can.
experience
Yeah,
based?
you will. So you've got values. So you can spend your determination to uh, off of one of those values, like the enlisted personnel one, and then give you two successes before you even started here.
Um, no, I'll save that for something more important
Okay.
than scuttlebutt. So let's just roll. I think a 13 is not enough. Yeah,
Not
I need
enough.
12.
You can tell, unless you want to spend determination to reroll.
No,
Okay.
I'll save it.
You could tell he clams up. He knows something about this ship. He doesn't want to say. Um, but I am going to have you make now a insight plus security roll here as you move around this ship. Difficulty
So,
1.
that's two successes.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some information, and then you can take that momentum as momentum, or you can ask a question. Uh, this, you kind of know enough about the Ferengi to know what a usual Ferengi pirate ship would look like. This does not look like your usual Ferengi pirate ship. It like the decor is different on the inside. Um, uh, it looks very, very different. Um, uh, it also looks like a crew of pirates who may not have been that experienced. Just uh, based on the upkeep and things that you're seeing around here. Um, I'll let you ask a follow-up question.
Um, I mean, is are the crew still using this site? Have they left? What's
It does look
the
like they definitely left. I think that's a freebie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I guess then it's, are the keys still in ignition? Are we able to like gain command of the consoles because if
Oh
they're that
yeah, yeah.
experienced?
Absolutely. I think you can easily get control of this because it's been hot wired already. This is a stolen privateer
Okay.
ship. Mind you, it's in very bad shape because it did crash. But someone stole this. And you will kind of see your Ferengi person back in one of the crew compartments, and you hear him kind of hissing. Ugh. And he'll turn back to look at you, and he has this bra in his hands. And he goes, I cut to Werewash. Werewash, you and the captain and Chadamak are moving through the fog, and I think you will come upon Tavan or Travan.
Travan.
Oh, oh, thank goodness I didn't have to go all the way back.
No, no. And he leans down and ruffles the Targ's thick, coarse, wiry fur, and then jumps back as his tusks nearly impale his hand. And
Yeah.
he goes, "This very good boy and this very good man." And he puts a hand on Compact's shoulder. Help me out.
She says, uh, uh, Drake found is a Ferengi ship that's crashed, but also something's happening back at the shuttle.
Well,
Drake sent me back to go to the shuttle. I'll go there if you want to catch up with him.
well, yeah, yeah. You go back to the shuttle. I guess I don't trust Drake to repair the comms using the Ferengi tech. Uh, don't tell him I said that.
I won't.
But maybe when you get back there, have words with the Grand Nagus.
Yeah, planning on it. And she will take off. You will move forward back, and the Targ can lead you to this, and you will come and you will see that Ferengi ship. You don't see Drake, but you assume he's inside. But you will also see that there are some figures moving around in the mist outside. You can kind of make out the outlines of them. What do you want to do?
I think just rush into the ship, just get for cover in the ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
A fitness plus security.
Well, I've read about this sort of thing, you see. I did the reading. When you attempt a task, I may spend one momentum to use science on that task rather than
Absolutely.
do that. As I, recall Lieutenant Tavilic, back when he used to be down in science, talking, leaving around all of his, manuals on good security procedure and the importance of having a fortified position versus enemy opponents. So that means that I then am able to use science, which is 4.
Absolutely.
So that is 13 that I'm rolling for. How many successes do I need?
I think just one to get into the shuttle or into
Okay,
the ship,
well,
rather.
it's not gone wrong for me at all, not buying an extra dice.
Absolutely.
So that's a success, but a complication as well.
I think that you will rush up towards the ship. The captain's behind you, but you will see Chadomak breaks away from the two of you and goes running at those figures. And the captain's like, "Stop! Stop!"
Um, could spend a point of determination, couldn't I?
Yes, you could.
Yeah, I'll spend a point of determination because I got 2.
Yeah,
So I'll spend a point of determination. Family is everything, and this good little Targ is clearly the captain's family. So uh, let's re-roll that one failure.
okay.
Son of a bitch.
Well, no, you got rid of the complication.
Oh, okay. Does that work? Is it getting
Yes,
rid of
that gets rid of the
right?
complication.
Oh, okay.
What do you do to stop the Targ? Like, how is it that you're able to do that?
He goes, and then he pulls out his tricorder and he whistles into like a thing on the tricorder. The tricorder whistles out again, and he's now once in the Compok goes, "You are the Targ Whisperer."
Yes. And it will come running back. Asha, two figures there, giant. I've got a picture of them there in the NPC tab. You see, one of them is taller than the other one. The taller one has its hand on the shoulder of the slightly smaller one, and it looks at you and it says, "Do you have something you want to say?" And the other one goes,
Mhm.
"Sorry. Sorry, we messed with your shuttle. Sorry."
Oh, oh, okay. That's okay. No harm was actually done, but thank you for coming to apologize. I assume that was you knocking to get our attention.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't didn't see there wasn't any kind of bell thing, so I just knocked. You guys okay?
Oh yeah, we're doing pretty okay.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, okay. You go back. You go get your friends and you go back to the village now. Sorry about that. Teenagers, what are you gonna do?
Right. I totally understand. They were just
Absolutely.
having some fun.
So yeah, looks like you crashed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we were coming to check on another crashed ship.
Oh yeah, the Ferengi ship that's down a ways.
Yeah, I just heard in from one of my crewmates that had found it.
Uh, well, you should probably wait a couple of hours before the fog will lift, and that'll be good.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm Ensign Asha, by the way.
Kablock.
Nice to meet you, Koblak.
Okay. Uh, so if you don't mind, I'll stay around here to make sure everything's cool with you.
Yeah, totally.
And just I don't want you to wander off and get lost and stuff. I'm not holding you against your will or anything like that. Just want to be clear on that. So
Of
yeah.
course, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah. So
I'm very thankful. And hopefully
you're not
you're
Ferengi, right? Because you don't
No,
have
no, I'm Bajoran.
uh no idea what
Part
that
of
means.
Huh?
No idea what that means.
Different planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we just found out there are other planets. We didn't
Oh.
know. Like we had no idea.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
And then these
those
these Ferengi crashed and they were in trouble, so we helped them out and they told us all about the universe and stuff.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, taught us all about the ways of profit.
Oh, of course they did. Of course they did. Well, um, our people, the Federation, who I represent, who I'm here with, they have a different outlook than the Ferengi on a lot of things. So,
And you see he kind of leans past you, kind of pokes his head into the shuttle to kind of like go, hey, and he'll see the Grand Nagus and your other person, and he'll say, "Oh, you got one of those sticks," and the Grand Nagus go, "Arr!" "Yeah, one of the Ferengi is one of those sticks. It's like important with the head on it."
interesting. Interesting.
"That's not the real one," he shouts. He'll kind of look back at you like, "I don't know what that's about."
That's a political thing for them or something. I don't know.
Uh,
They clearly lied to us when asking for our help or asking to help us.
uh, Drake, uh, you can pick up like through the sensors that there are people approaching. You see, Werewash has arrived with the Klingon and the Targ.
Ensign Werwash, you're all right?
Yes, yes, the Targs and the captain came back and helped me, but we're surrounded out there. There's things moving in the fog.
Okay, well, let's hunker down in the ship and see what we can fix.
I could see if I could get the shields working.
Sure. I mean, communications maybe for the Kintsugi.
Yes, but if the shields are on, then we buy ourselves time.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do. Uh, and yeah, Werwash is going to set off
Okay.
to go and see what can be managed with the ship.
Reason plus engineering. I think this is a challenging task. I think this is difficulty two to get something up.
Uh, um, it's been out of power for a while, so it's not computer expertise. However, I will remove one with my procedural compliance. I will remember the manual for restarting damaged ships following a crash landing, and I will remove one d20 from my dice pool before rolling,
Nice.
gain one automatic success on my task. So I'll do that, and I will also give you a threat level to roll
Okay.
dice. 2 successes.
Okay. So you'll get a momentum back, and I think you can get a shield on, and up at that point. And you get that set. We see that bubble in there. Hammaker, you're kind of moving around to hunker down, and you will see a group of female Ferengi and a couple of very, very tall, blue-skinned giant aliens that have kind of come over and like once they've realized the shield is up, uh, you'll see the big guys kind of doing this thing.
I believe they're trying to communicate with us, Ensign. I'm
Those
going
are
to wave back.
Be careful, Hammaker. You remember what happened on Traxxas 5? Jenkins never got that use of that hand back.
So yeah, I guess I'll open the door, maintain the shield, and I'll wave back.
Hey, are you guys okay? Says the big guy, comes through your comms.
Um, yeah, we're okay. We just found the ship.
Did and you see him reach back and grab another one of these big guys, but he grabs him by the side of the head and starts twisting, and he goes, Did did like a giant flying disc come down here by you guys?
And I'll glance over at where Wash got hit on the head by this thing and
Yeah.
say, yeah, yeah. Those are really dangerous, you know.
Yes, that's what I keep telling them. Is everybody okay?
We're doing okay, but maybe with the mist and all, it's not wise to be running around looking at Werewash or throwing things looking at this this guy. You know, a lot of people do silly things.
Well, I'm sorry about that, kids. You know, sorry. They were just they were just messing and playing, but they'll be disciplined. So don't worry about that.
Well, my name's Drake. Uh,
Yeah. So you should probably talk to them, and he'll thumb over at the Ferengi.
yeah, yeah. Well, thanks very much, kind stranger.
No
Uh,
problem. And I think I want to cut forward a little bit here. I want to bring sort of the two streams together. Werewash, Hamaker, Asha, things have been brought. You've got the comms set up. You're getting it ready, to contact back up the Kintsugi. And there are these very flashily dressed female Ferengi, and you can see that they are staring daggers at the Grand Nagus, and the Grand Nagus is staring daggers back at them. Uh, and the what appears to be the leader of these pirates will say, uh, "So how much is it going to cost for us to get off this planet?" And the Negus starts to say something, and she goes, "Shush!"
Well, I mean, the Federation is willing to help you get off without charge.
Charge? Why would you charge us? We are but innocent travelers.
You just said how much is it going to cost? So,
Well, but
nothing.
for a second I thought you meant legal charges. You had me worried. So, oh yeah. Oh, good. Whew, phew. So
You
free? You said free, right?
you crashed here, right?
Yes, absolutely. Completely innocently, we crashed here.
We haven't been informed of any other reasons, so
I mean, legal charges are a completely different question. Um, you have the documentation proving ownership, right?
Uh, of this ship?
Of this ship.
Of this ship. Not on me.
it
In
probably
the
got
glove
destroyed in the
box.
crash,
Destroyed in the crash, years. These things happen. You know how it is.
And
And
I look at Ensign Ashing and go like, really? Really? You're feeding them their lines?
And she looks back, do you really want to side with this guy?
and
Uh,
I think that we will get the comms from the Kintsugi will come on at that time. Warewash, you've got those set, and Captain Juan will come through. Juan to away team. Juan to away team. Warewash, Asha, Hamaker.
We read you.
Okay. Status.
Um, we crashed, but we found the other crashed ship. It is Ferengi.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Seems some Ferengi women crashed.
and there's a long pause there. All right. Uh, I will arrange to have pattern enhancers sent down so you can get people back up. Ensign Warewash still alive?
Yes, yes.
Warewash, can you get the transporter enhancers set?
Yes, sir. No problem.
And I think we will.
There's also a first contact situation happening. Or second contact. The Ferengi made first contact, so it's, you know, our hands are washed.
So I think we will cut to the three of you in the captain's ready room with Captain Juan looking over the notes of everything. So that appears to be a renegade group of female Ferengi pirates who stole the Grand Negus's staff. Uh, so we're going to let them work that out. So yeah, um, good job.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Don't worry, I'll get my report in so that Captain Bate can review it when he gets back.
I'm shivering with anticipation.
Yes, there's a append. You see in the appendix the Starfleet shuttle guidelines for minimum maximum capacity.
I do now, yes.
Good, sir. Well, thank you for the opportunity, sir.
You three are dismissed. And I'd like to get like a closer beat of the three of you together in the graveyard at that point. Does that seem like a reasonable kind of wrap here. I think that Captain Compog is there. A bunch of the crew are petting the good boy there. He has bought a round of drinks. Once he discovered that there's no money, he was excited to buy a round of drinks for everyone. And the three of you are there with like the final drafts of your report back to Captain Vate. So, Asha, what are you saying to these your comrades here?
That was pretty exciting, right? I mean, we got to meet and talk with a new species. Hopefully, the Ferengi women will get out of Ferenginar.
I mean, if they if you can bargain as well as they manage to survive down there, then the Grand Nagus is going to have a hard deal.
Well, I mean, they don't really have rights there, so
They could always claim asylum.
that would be great.
I'm wondering if I might not be the only person to be demoted on the Kintsugi this year in the last month. I don't think anyone's going to be happy with Wan's performance here.
Chief medical officer. Like, I'm just surprised there was no one else.
Well, maybe if was if I'd managed to keep Lieutenant Junior grade, then maybe who knows? I could have been first officer. I hear Ward's up for promotion.
Dr. Wan's not that bad. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just not a lot of pressure as acting captain.
I mean, it could be Tvilic, right? I mean, security is obviously the best people to run this show, right?
Is it?
He just have a really good background in science as well. He'd probably make a great first officer. I wonder why they never considered him.
Okay, well. I mean, Tvilic is pretty good.
Yeah.
And I imagine we kind of pull out with more drinks being served and all of you sitting around, and we get that glamour shot of the Kintsugi as you continue to talk and debate the merits of various first officers here, and we pull away. And that's our goofy little lower decks episode for this time. I hope that was okay. Um, I would like to do stars and wishes. Uh, Warewash?
I really enjoyed it being Lower Decks, the TV show. Like I was saying in the break, more than Lower Decks, the Next Generation episode, um, which is not actually that very humorous. The Lower Decks
Oh
episode,
no, it is not.
no, not at all. Um, and yeah, I enjoyed the tags. I really enjoyed the Lower Decks style, NPC pictures of people. My hat's off to you for that. And of course, I always love the Ferengi voice. It's you know, uh, one of the best impersonations I've ever seen on anything. Well, and I loved Ensign Asher being like pretty catty and gossipy. And Hamaka being kind of like what's he called from Galaxy Quest? We're all gonna die. I'm gonna die. Like we always die.
Sam Rockwell's character.
Yes.
What's my
That's it.
second name?
Yeah, what's my second? You got a second name, guy? Do I? Do I? Yeah. But that was great. Wishes. I obviously want this team to appear in future episodes and to join our cast of supporting characters. Who maybe this is, having. I think this is maybe the first security officer the second security. Adira Lee was a security officer, wasn't she? That was it. Yeah, yeah. And things only ended well for her. So yeah. But yeah, great. It was fantastic. I loved as of the, it's a Ferengi ship. Of course, it's a Ferengi ship. Who would have guessed that the Ferengi had, other motivations?
Awesome. Uh, uh, Asha.
Yeah, as I said in the chat, big stars to everyone. Yeah, I had fun with the Lower Decks TV series thing, even though I came in thinking the TNG Lower Decks, because I'm like, all right, a bottle episode. We're just talking to each other around table all the entire time. But like the whole like ice giant dad just scolding his teenage bratty kids. It was like, okay, yeah, that's the great way to wrap it up in like a one session, one shot. Uh, I love like the inner dynamics. I didn't expect her to be a gremlin when I first like made her, but then like Werewatch just like, no, no, I guess I'm a gremlin mode activated now. And like Drake just being like, ugh, fuck officers. The enlisted people get all the real work done. And like I guess I like Dr. Wan's new personality too. It was like very just like put upon and just like tired of everyone's bullshit.
Yeah.
Wishes, I look forward to seeing them as recurring. I know I'd love to play Asha again because like I decided throughout playing like the other focuses she took were like, I guess she's a routine gambler now. And
Uh,
also she studied a lot of bureaucracy under the XO, so she knows a lot of weird shit.
I like it. Yeah, we'll definitely put them in the supporting cast and save the lower decks tab uh for later. And Hammaker.
Yeah, loved uh, the kind of backbiting that we don't usually see in Star Trek, uh, I guess Wad complaining, why didn't they bring me into this conference, and yeah, those alien, dad teenager dynamic was pure gold. I loved it. Um, and I guess uh, the kind of two sides of Werewash, like, anyway, I can blame Ensign Kali on this crash, and then like, taking the hand of the Klingon, eventually, some character growth. Yeah, and yeah, in general, yeah, I had so much fun today. And I guess the wish is let's see these people back.
Awesome. Yeah, it took me a while. Like I knew I wanted to do the show because they do have the lower deck source book. And they have some interesting scenario things in there. But I built this more from scratch, and I wanted to like have cartoonish character images and things to break that up. And I enjoyed everybody's play for getting very strong feels for characters in a single session here. We've got next a two-part, and we'll talk about that in a moment. I'm going to stop the recording.